Hey everyone, it's the founder of Developers Academy and creator of Developers Academy's Socialize Your Apps Bootcamp. Welcome to our free training series on how to create beautiful and powerful interactive social networking apps. I have an awesome training video series for you in this video tutorial. Now in this video tutorial series, we're going to teach you how to create a powerful social networking app. Works just like the Snapchat app. We have three tabs on the screen. The first one is an inbox. The inbox shows a list of messages, whether it is a photo, whether it is a video. We will teach you how to send a photo and how to send a video into some friends. The second tab, when we click into that, the camera will appear, and that camera allows us to whether shoot a photo or shoot a video, and then we will send that to our friends. The third tab, we will see a list of friends. We can add new friends or unfriends. Students ask me, what are the pieces of software do we need to build a social networking app? Well, the answer is there are two pieces of software you will need. The first one is a front end. A front end basically is everything you need in iOS. They will ask me, do I need to learn things like Python, Ruby, or PHP to write my own backend? The answer is no. You can use some service called Parse. Parse is a free service, or at least you can start out for free from Facebook. It's incredibly powerful and very easy to use. So in this video, I would love to teach you how to create a login and sign up screen. It is the first step in most of the social networking apps. So let's do this. The first thing we'll need to do is to connect our app to Parse, okay? Or if you don't have an account with Parse, let's create a free account, right? And by the way, this is our starter project. You can download the starter project with the link right next to this video, okay? I will go over parse.com. Here we go. This is parse.com. Okay, and then if you already have an account, then click into go to your apps, or if you haven't have an account, over here it will see sign up for free. You can sign up for your account, and then I will click into go to your apps. And here we go. I have a bunch of apps that we are developing at Socialize Your Apps Bootcamp. Okay, one of those is our Teams app. The Teams app is just like the Slack app with the inspiration of iMessage. It is an instant messaging app. It's so powerful. And at some point, we'll invite you to Socialize Your App Bootcamp also. And I hope that I will see you there. Our Interest app looks inspired by Instagram and Facebook, things like that, but with custom design, so beautiful. So now let's create a new app for our app, and how about we'll call that Snapchat, okay? Snapchat, like that, and I will create the app, okay? And here we'll have several functions or several selections in Parse. We can select core. Core allows us to store our data in Parse. Push allows us to send push notification, and that is what we will later do with this. When click right now, let's click into quick start. Okay, it will ask us which kind of product you want to use. We want to use data and mobile. We are developing for iOS, and the language we're using is Swift. You can use Objective-C or C#, okay? And we use existing project because I already prepared the starter project for you. All right. The first thing it asks you to download your own Parse SDK. SDK is a software development kit. It is all the code that Parse writes for us. Okay, it is in Swift, and we can use the SDK just like iOS SDK. We don't have to learn a new language like PHP, Python, or Ruby. We can use Swift to deal with our own backend service. That is the most wonderful thing. Alright, now you don't actually have to download your own SDK because I already create those for you. Download those and import this to you. Okay, you look at the project navigator and open up the supporting frameworks. You see a Parse group, and it has all the SDKs in Parse, all the frameworks in Parse. Okay, that looks good. Next, it asks us to add all the dependencies. What happens is that Parse will use a lot of frameworks, iOS frameworks, things like core location, core graphics, store kit, security, social accounts, things like that. And it has a list of all the libraries you will need to import those into your project. Okay, and this one usually takes a lot of time and it's pretty mundane to do. So I want to show you how you can do this, but I already create that for you. So you can click into your project over here, click into build phases, and then over here you see that build binary with libraries. Expand that. You see that you have a bunch of frameworks over here. Some of those are Facebook frameworks, Parse frameworks. Some of those are iOS frameworks. If you want to add new ones, you can click this plus button, okay? And then we will search for one. Let's say we want to add these social frameworks. We can click into that, add, or double click so that we can add those. Cool? All right, so now the next job we will need to do is connect our app to Parse. Okay, it's just the matter of several lines of code. It will have some instruction here for you. So we will need to go to the app delegate.script and import Parse and both, two of the frameworks. Okay, goes to app delegate. We'll import those like this, Parse and both. Okay, and then in the application that finished launching with option, we will need to copy this one and paste it over here. Okay, what happens in this one is that it will enable the local data store. Okay, we can actually delete those because we don't need those. Okay, and I will actually delete this track statistics. All we need here just to simplify stuff, we will set the application ID. It is a unique ID for our application, and we have the client key. If you like, you can use my client key and application ID over here. Okay, that's good. This one tells Parse which application is that, which client key is that, so it can connect to the server, to this app. Okay, and then it will tells us to compile and run. But now we will need to test the SDK. We will need to test if our integration works, if it really works. Okay, you can read this one, or I will show you to do this now. So let's go back into application that finished launching with option. Beneath the first line, which is initialize your Parse app, we will create a new Parse object. A Parse object is a PF object. So I will do let test object equals to PF object. And over here we have to specify the class name. And how about the class name? Maybe just test class. Okay. Now, what happened in this line of code is that we create a new PF object. A PF object is the base object of any Parse object. Okay, every other objects, things like a file, an image, which is also a file, an user even, or you can create something fancier, things like a message, things like a group of people, things like a team of people. All these things have to build or inherit from PF objects. Okay, PF object is just the base class of all Parse objects. And then how about we will customize these objects? Okay, I can use key value coding to customize this object. How about we use the key of something like test property equals value 1. Okay, obviously this is a string. Okay, and this one, it is a property of a class. When you use object-oriented world, you have a class and you have properties. Okay, Parse is a backend. It is a data source, so it doesn't actually use classes and object-oriented. It uses tables and columns and rows. Okay, you can imagine that a table is a class, a column is a property, and each row is an instance of that. Okay, so I will show you we can use the data browser to use this also. And then after we create this, remember that there are two stages we are dealing with. The first one is we just create a PF object, a Parse object locally on our phone. The next job, we will need to send that object to Parse. Okay, we will need to send that object to Parse and store it in Parse. So we can do this using test object dot save in background with block. And this is a closure, a block. You can press enter. Okay, the first one is a Boolean value. It is a success. Okay, if we are saving this object successfully or not, else we have an error. Okay, so if the error equals to nil, if it is nil, then we don't have any error at all. Okay, then we can just print successfully saved the object. Okay, now what happens in here is that it will test, you save the test object in the server, in Parse server, save in the background. Okay, it is off the main thread, and after we save this successfully, it will execute whatever code happened in this block. Okay, let's run the project to see how it looks like. Okay, so our project build successful. Nothing happens real much, but you see on this console, on the console, we have successfully saved the object. But how we can validate that we did successfully save this object? The answer lies in Parse. We can click into this test button, and there we go. It says, "Congrats, you saved your first object." Okay, if something happened, then it doesn't show anything for you. And if you did everything like this, then post your comment right down below so I can have a look at your code. Okay, now I want to show you another thing is that we can click into this core tab. Okay, and right on the left, the project navigator, things like that. Okay, you see that we have something called a test class. Okay, and this test class is exactly this class name. All right, and it is the table. It is a table like this. We click into that, we see this is a table. Okay, it has a property. The first property is an object ID. Every Parse object, every instance of Parse object has an object ID. It has a created at, it has updated at, it has ACL, which is whether you can read or write this one. This is kind of like more advanced one, so let's talk about that later on. Okay. The second one we'll need to deal with is a test property. It is exactly what we create here. All right. So we test object test property equals value 1. So it creates a test property with the value 1. Okay. Now you may ask that, but we didn't have this class before, and inside that class we never have a header file, or we have something that instantiate or declare that it has a test property. What happens here? Well, the answer lies in the wonderful thing about Parse, is that every object in Parse is schemaless. It means that yes, you may not have this class yet, but when you create one like this, Parse will automatically create a new class for you, or it will find the exact class has this class name. Okay, and the second thing is, if maybe in that class you didn't have the property yet, if you declare a new property, Parse will automatically create that property for you because we're using key value coding here. Okay, and then we will just save that. That is one of the things is wonderful about Parse, but in programming per se, it is not a very safe way to do so, because if you look at this code, okay, just want to briefly talk about this, and then we will jump right into the login sign up screen. Okay, bear with me. So now first we create a new Parse object, and then we create a new property for this one, and we'll assign the value for this property. Okay, so what happened if you mistyped this class name? What happened if you type test class, you type test with capital T like this? Okay, what happened is that Parse it is still programmatically correct. Parse will create a new test class with the capital T. That is the thing that we don't want, right? The second thing is, let's say it is the test class we are creating, but the test property, if we type something like test property like this, or we mistype property, okay? And what happens is Parse will create a new property for this one named test property, okay? It doesn't yell to us, it doesn't call that no, there's no property like this, okay? Now this is the thing we don't want, and when we are developing in the development process, we don't want to use key value coding like this. So what happens is in the future videos, I will teach you in Socialize Your Apps Bootcamp to to subclass a PF object so that we can use Parse frameworks just like use a local class, a Swift nature classes. Okay, just some teasing over there. All right, so now we can delete this code. Okay, and we will jump into our create, login, and sign up screens. So the first step is connect our app to Parse. We did that. The second step is create a login and sign up view controller. So let's do this. All right. So on the left hand side in the project navigator, you see that we have a login and sign up tab. So this is a class called login sign up view controller. So the first step we will need to do is import the Parse frameworks. So I will import Parse like this. And also because we are using the login sign up screen created by Parse, so it is a Parse UI like that. We can create those. Okay. Next, now in order to create a login sign up screen using Parse, we will not inherit from UI view controller. We will inherit from PF login view controller. It is a login view controller by Parse. Most of the Parse frameworks, it will have PF, okay, Parse framework. All right, first let's write the view did load of this method, view did load and super.view did load. Okay, let's say I want to name this title to be something like Snapchat. So the title of our navigation bar. Oh, I forgot to tell you about our main.storyboard. So let's click to main.storyboard. Alright, so here's our main.storyboard. And I know that when I show you the whole app, you may have some sense of what is the storyboard looks like, right? First, we have a tab bar controller, and then we have each of these tabs will be embedded into a navigation controller. Okay, we'll talk about the inbox, the send message, and the friends tabs later on. But right now, we want to care about the login sign up view controller. Okay, what happens is when the app is launched, we will show the inbox. But inside the inbox, we will check if the user logs in or not. If the user doesn't log in, we will show this login sign up view controller. Okay, and then this black one is a photo view controller. We can show the photo, we can show the video, things like that. Okay, let's go back into our login sign up screen. So after this, I want to create a new sign up VC, a sign up view controller, and that is an instance of PF sign up view controller, just like this. And then we'll assign the sign up VC dot delegate to be this class, to be this login sign up view controller class, to be self. Okay, and also we want to do self.delegate equals self. Now note that the self here is the PF login view controller. Okay, this login sign up view controller, but it is a login view controller. So it also have something like sign up controller. Okay, self.signup controller, and it is our sign up VC like this. Oops, like that, right? Sign up VC. All right. Now it would yell to us on this line. It says that login sign up view controller to is not PF view controller delegate. So we will have to conform to PF sign up view controller delegate. So let's do this. And I personally like to create an extension for a new delegate. So login sign up view controller, it will conform to PF sign up view controller delegate. All right. In this one, we will need to implement things like signup, view controller, and did sign up user. So did sign up user. Okay, you can do this, or we have other things like a sign up view controller or a sign up user with arrow, things like that. But in this one, how about we did sign up the user, and when we sign up the user, we can dismiss this view controller animated to be true, and the completion is nil. Okay, what happened is when you have this sign up, okay, this login sign up screen, this is the login screen, we'll click into this sign up button. It will modally present the sign up view controller. So after we sign up, we need to dismiss that modally view controller of the sign up. Okay, and then we want to show the inbox. So what's this show inbox looks like? Inside this class implementation, let's write that function, func show inbox. Okay, in this one, remember that we are here in the main.storyboard. Okay, this is our login sign up view controller. Okay, we are in the login sign up view controller. We want to go back into our inbox view controller. So what happens is we can pop the view controller off the stack of navigation controller. Okay, we are in the navigation controller. The first thing when the app is launched, the inbox view controller will be stacked on the stack of the navigation controller, the view controllers. Next, if the user isn't logged in yet or sign up yet, we will put on the stack the login view controller, login sign up view controller. After the user logs in, after the user signs up, then we will pop out the login sign up view controller. It's just that simple. Okay, let's do this. We have the show inbox. So here we can do self.navigation controller dot pop to root view controller animated, and animated, how about true, because we want to have animations, right? Next is our PF login delegate. So let's do this. Extension login sign up view controller, PF login view controller delegate. Okay, in here we have some other functions, so we can do login view controller like this. You see we have did fail to log in with error. In here, in your production code, I recommend you to inform the user about something, maybe some alert view, things like that. We can do did login user. Okay, in here I will just use did login user. Now did login user, all we need to do is show the inbox. So after we did that, we can show the inbox. All right. Now let's run the project to see how it looks like. Our app successfully runs, but nothing happened yet because we are in the inbox view controller. Nothing tells the inbox view controller to show the logs in, right? So we didn't see the logs in. So let's show the login. Okay. Let's go back into our inbox view controller. Okay. Nothing happens here, but you will see that the third step is to segue to login sign up view controller when the user logs out or there's no user logs in yet. Okay, we did the first step, connect our app to Parse. The second step, create the login sign up view controller, and the third step is segue into our login sign up view controller when an user logs out or an user doesn't log in yet. Okay, so let's do this. Let's write view did load. So in box view controller, we'll write the view did load, and don't forget to use super.viewDidLoad, right? So in the view did load, we want to check, and I also want to import Parse here also. Okay. So in the view did load, we want to check if pf user dot current user equals to nil. All right. What happens here is pf user is an object subclass from pf object. It models a user in Parse. Okay, whenever you want to create a new user, create a pf user, right? That current user gives us the current user. The user logs in into our app. So if right now there is no user logs in or sign up for our app, that means that the current user is nil. So if the current user is nil, then we want to perform segue with identifier. We want to perform the segue, and this segue, okay, it is exactly this segue. This segue I named the identifier to be show login. Okay, let's go back into inbox view controller. And I actually like to use something like this. Struct storyboard. Okay, static let show login segue and show login like this. And over here, when we perform the segue with identifier, I can use storyboard dot show login segue. This one, Xcode will auto complete this for us, and later on we're going to want to do this segue another time. And the sender, how about we do self or actually nil? Okay, that looks good. Now let's run the project to see how it looks like. We have a Signup login screen, very fast. It's actually like no time. Okay, I show you, so it takes a lot more time to explain things, but if you did this yourself, it looks back into a login sign up, this is like 30 lines of code, right? 30, less than 30, all right? Now, these things, it looks good, but when we see this, we can click into these messages and goes back into our inbox, okay? Or we can change the tab here. It doesn't look as good. So we can hide those navigation bar and tab bar in our code very easily. So let me show you that. Going back into our inbox view controller, okay? After we perform the segue with identifier, we perform the show login segue, I can actually prepare for the segue. Prepare for segue, okay? And here I want to check if the segue dot identifier equals to storyboard dot show login segue, right? If it is actually performing this login segue, then I want to have the login sign up VC equals to segue dot destination view controller. We cast that down as a login sign up view controller. Alright, and then here there is two methods, really cool, two properties actually. It is login sign up VC dot highs bottom bar when pushed equals to true. Okay, what happens is when we transition, we push the login sign up view on the stack, it will hide the bottom bar. We can do something like login sign up VC dot navigation item, okay, and then we want to hide the back button. So here we want to do true also. Let's run the project. Now we don't have the navigation bar, the back button. We also didn't have the tab bar, okay, but maybe you don't want to have this navigation bar also. So let me show you how you can hide that navigation bar. So I will go back into login sign up view controller. We can do something like self.navigation controller dot navigation bar hidden equals to true. So we want to hide that navigation bar also. Let's run the project. Okay, and at that time we don't need this title. Alright, there we go. Okay, here I can log in. I can do test 1 2 3 and logs in, but logs in failed because we don't have a user yet. So we will need to sign up for a new user. So let's sign up. We can, by the way, you can show the keyboard like that. Hold the command key, okay, command K. Now the thing about this is that Parse, this one is wonderful. It automatically moves up things when the keyboard appears. Okay, if you did it yourself, then you would also have to deal with this keyboard also. Our username, I want to do Dtron test 1 2 3. The email I want to use, maybe Dtron, or I will do my email test.com. Okay, and then sign up. There you go. But now you see that this one, because on the navigation bar, okay, we hide the navigation bar hidden to be true. So when we pop this view controller back, that navigation bar is still hidden. So we can do inbox view controller, okay? And this one we will have to do view will appear, super.view will appear, animated to be true, and self.navigation bar controller.navigation bar hidden to be false, so that we will show the navigation bar hidden. Show the navigation bar. Okay, let's run the project again. Okay, right now we are in our messages. What we want to do is click into this login, and right now we click logout and we crash. But what we want to do is click into that logout, and then we will log out the user. So let's do this, and then we'll test our navigation bar also. Let's go back into inbox view controller. Okay, above here, I want to have a mark of target action. The target action here will create an IB action, and that is a func of logout div tab. Sender is any object. Okay, and notice that if you use a different name, you will need to go back into the storyboard and connect this IB action. Okay, so here we could do things like pf user.logout. Okay, what happened is when we call this method, Parse will log out the user out of his account. And next we want to do self.perform segue with identifier. Again, we will show login segue. Sender is nil, we don't need that. Okay. Okay, so here's our app. Click to log out and we are logged out. Okay, here we can dtron test 1 2 3, and I can log into my app and see that this navigation bar is still there. Okay, now one last thing I want to show you, actually two things. Okay, we want to see two things. Now when you go back into our data browser, I will refresh this one. Okay, refresh that, and you see we have a new one called an user. Okay, we click into the user and we indeed have the user. The password is hidden. Okay, we have the other things like email here, we created ads, things like that. Okay, that's good. Now the second thing I want to show you is a documentation of Parse. It's so powerful and it's really easy to use. When you click into docs, it will ask you which kind of documentation. Use the iOS, click to guide. Okay, and then here we have a ton of documentation, but let's click to object. Okay, object, you see we have a PF object. In the PF object, you see that it is JSON compatible, it is key value pairs, okay, it is schemaless. All right, I already told you all of these things, but here we can see use Swift or Objective-C. Now this one, it allows us to see how to save a PF object. Oops. So in the PF object, we can save a PF object using Swift here. Here you have some code. Okay, we can create a new PF object, customize it, and save in background with block. And see, you have success and error. If success, then we do something else. Else, there's an error. Okay, you can check out the documentation whenever you want, and during the course, during this training, I will refer to this documentation a lot to see whenever you want it, you can check it out. Okay, we will teach you how to use this documentation also. And I think that among a lot of third-party libraries or frameworks or even iOS frameworks, I think Parse documentation is the most easy to use and user-friendly ever. Okay, and if you click to users, we have property sign up. Okay, we can do sign up if you use your own. Okay, we use a PF user over here. All right, so that's the second thing. The last thing, really the last thing I want to show you in this video before we move on to next video I will send you in a couple of days, is that when you see this login screen or even the sign up screen, we have the Parse logo. Okay, maybe we don't want that, so maybe we can change this logo into our logo. So let's do this. I want to show you really quick. Okay, let's go back into the inbox view controller. Actually, we are going back to login sign up view controller, and over here in the view load, we want to configure the logo. Okay, we can do something like self dot, or actually login view dot logo equals, it is an UI image view image, UI image named, okay, the name I will use logo. It is it is in our assets.exe asset. You see a logo, the Developers Academy logo. Alright, next we can do something like login view dot logo dot content mode, so that this one, it will aspect fit, okay, scale aspect fit like that. Alright, so let's run the project. Alright, so we have our Developers Academy logo over there. Looks really nice. But now, when we click to sign up, still we have the Parse logo. So what I want to challenge you to do in this video, as always, as all the videos at Developers Academy and Socialize Your Apps Bootcamp, we have a challenge for you. And your challenge this time in this video is to change the logo of the Parse of the sign up screen. Okay, how about I will give you a little hint. Okay, you can do this using this sign up VC. Remember that the sign up VC is our sign up view controller, so we can do something like self dot, actually not self, but we can do something like sign up VC dot sign up view dot logo. Okay, so this sign up view is just like the login view. Okay, instead of self.login view, because this one is a login view controller, we can use sign up vc.signup_view.logo to be this image or some other image. Okay, so that's it for your challenge. I hope that you have been enjoying that video tutorial. It is very easy for you to create a login sign up screen. The point in this video tutorial is to show you how easy it is you can create a login sign up screen to start creating new accounts and log in into the account. Don't waste a bunch of time from just starting a project and you take like 2 or 3 weeks or even hours on just implementing the login sign up screen. Just do all the necessary, the key features in your app first, and then goes back and have a custom look and design and the login sign up screen. And of course, in our bootcamp, the Socialize Your Apps Bootcamp, will teach you a lot about designing, prototyping, things like creating a customized login sign up and customized UIs also. So I have a little video to prepare for you to show you 2 of the other apps that we are teaching our students at Socialize Your Apps Bootcamp. So enjoy the video and I see you in the next tutorial.
Set the love inside, shining like gold, we can light the sky. Oh, 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 oh. Like shooting stars, we will make our way around the planets in outer space. A feeling that we cannot replace. Oh, 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 oh. Your sun's coming up. Inside our minds, oh, 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 oh. And all this time that we spent